Today I'm going to show you how to make my favorite gluten-free sandwich bread made with almond flour. This is a paleo, low-carb, gluten-free sandwich bread. It's yeast-free, it's fuss-free, and it's great for sandwiches and toast. So let me just show you how I throw together this almond flour sandwich bread. Now you can use a mixing bowl and a spoon. I'm going to throw all of my ingredients into my stand mixer just to make it that much easier for myself. To get started, you want some almond flour. Now this is super fine almond flour. This is what you want to use for this recipe. For this recipe, you want 240 grams or 2.5 cups of this super fine almond flour. Just add that right on into your mixing bowl. Now I weighed out my ingredients just to give you the most accurate measurements possible. So that's helpful. If you have a scale, weigh out your ingredients and it makes it that much easier. To the almond flour, now we're going to add some baking powder. I'm going to add 1 teaspoon or 5 grams of baking powder. Now be sure this is fresh baking powder, in date. This is something that goes bad really quickly, and if it's past the expiration date, then your bread won't rise properly. So be sure that it's fresh and in date. So 1 teaspoon or 5 grams right on into your mixing bowl. After your baking powder, we also want some baking soda. So we want 1/2 teaspoon or 3 grams of baking soda. Just throw that right on in there. Now it's time for some salt. I'm going to add 1/2 teaspoon or 3 grams of salt. Now you can of course use any kind of salt that you'd like. I really love this Redmond's real salt. So this is what I like to use in all of my baking and cooking. I'm going to add 1/2 teaspoon or 3 grams of this salt. Definitely don't measure it over your mixing bowl in case you over pour. You don't want this to be too salty. Just add that right on in there with your other dry ingredients. Now these are all of our dry ingredients, so I'm going to take this whisk. I'm just going to whisk these dry ingredients together just to get them all well incorporated. And then we'll add our wet ingredients. Next we want some eggs. For this recipe we want 5 large eggs. These are the binders in this recipe and are really important for this recipe. So 5 large eggs, farm fresh if you have them, right into your mixing bowl. Next I'm going to add some honey. I'm going to use this raw local honey. If you'd like to use something else, a great substitute is pure maple syrup. Use an equal amount of pure maple syrup instead of the honey if you'd rather do that. But for this recipe, I'm going to add 1.5 tablespoons or about 32 grams of this honey. And this just gives it some really great flavor. The next ingredient that we want for this almond flour sandwich bread is some apple cider vinegar. Now, if you don't have apple cider vinegar, you can also use white vinegar. That'll work just fine for this recipe. But I like this raw, organic apple cider vinegar. And this apple cider vinegar is going to react with that baking soda that we added earlier, and it's going to help our bread to rise. For this recipe, we want 1 tablespoon or 15 grams of this apple cider vinegar. Just add that right on in there. Next, I'm going to add some oil. I'm going to add 1 tablespoon or about 14 grams of oil. Now you can use any kind of oil that you'd like to. Coconut oil works great in this recipe, but I'm going to use this organic, cold-pressed, extra virgin olive oil. 1 tablespoon or about 14 grams. And that's all of the ingredients for a gluten-free almond flour sandwich bread. I'm going to pop this in my stand mixer and get it mixing. If you're mixing yours by hand or with a stand mixer, you just want to get all of your ingredients well incorporated. We're not trying to knead the dough. It doesn't have to go very long, but you also don't have to worry about over mixing this batter because it doesn't have any gluten in it. I'm going to let this mix up, and it's already going to be time to throw this into a loaf pan and get it in the oven to bake. All right, you can see exactly how my batter looks for this almond bread. Now, I make a lot of breads around here. We are definitely not a gluten-free household, but of course I do have a lot of friends and extended family members that are gluten-free, and I really like to make this bread for them because they all love it. What I really like about this bread is that it's ready in about 45 minutes from start to finish. There is something to that. Now, I have my favorite cast iron loaf pans. This is an 8.5 by 4.5 inch cast iron loaf pan. You can use any standard size loaf pan. That's about a 9 by 5, more or less. Now I'm just gonna take this batter, pour it into this loaf pan. Now I'm using this loaf pan liner. I just like to use these. They just make cleanup that much easier, but you definitely don't have to do that. So this recipe makes 1 loaf of sandwich bread. Just want to get all of this batter into this loaf pan. Now, if you're not using a liner, be sure you well oil a loaf pan. And once you have all of this dough or this batter in your loaf pan, just take your spatula, smooth out the top a bit if you'd like to. But this is kind of a rustic and uneven loaf, and I love that about it. Now, I'm going to throw this in the oven to bake. I have my oven preheated to 350 degrees, and I'm going to let this bake about 30 to 35 minutes. This is one you're going to want to do the toothpick test on before you get it out of the oven. If you get it out too early and it's not quite done inside, this one can collapse and sink. So do the toothpick test. If yours is looking a little bit too dark as it's baking, you can put some tin foil over it to keep it from getting too dark. But I'll show you this when it's done. Just got my almond flour sandwich bread out of the oven. I let it bake at 350 degrees for 32 minutes. Now I'm going to do the toothpick test and just be sure that it's done. It is. The toothpick came out clean. Now I'm going to turn it out from this loaf pan. You want to turn it out and let it cool completely before you slice into this bread. Now this is why I love using these loaf pan liners. It just makes everything so simple and so clean. My cast iron loaf pan isn't even dirty. Now you do want to let it cool all the way because this almond flour bread can be a bit crumbly if you don't let it cool all the way before you slice into it. So I'm going to let it cool and then I'll slice into it and show you the inside. Okay, I've let my gluten-free almond flour sandwich bread cool for about 30 minutes. It's mostly cool. I'm going to go ahead and slice into it so that we can check it out. Slices really nicely. Oh, look at that. Look at that. That is nice texture for a gluten-free bread. That is for sure. I can tell that it's nice and light. It definitely doesn't feel dense at all. Okay, I'm going to break into this. It smells really good too. I'm always shocked that you can make bread out of almonds. Ground up almonds makes fantastic gluten-free bread. Let me slice into it a little bit more. Now this is great for chicken egg salad, open-faced tuna salad sandwiches. That is mainly what we use this for. I think it has an incredible taste, a really good texture, and it's so simple to make. Just mix it all together, throw it in the oven to bake. I'm going to leave the printable recipe for this gluten-free almond flour sandwich bread down in the description and on my website, robinonthefarm.com. I like to keep my almond flour bread fresh naturally in these handmade beeswax bread bags. You can find these on my website. I hope you love your gluten-free sandwich bread.
Robin's in the kitchen, dough beneath her hands, wheat from the fields and eggs from her land. Sunlight through the window, a warm golden glow. She's working hard to make that dough. With flour on her apron, loving each knead, ground wheat fresh, sowing her seed. The smell of fresh bread rises in the air. Simple life without a care. In Robin's kitchen, dreams come alive, each loaf